series. 19 locations we've been to in 2021 alone. This is our 20th for an ECS or an ECC.
Oh, this is a good stop. This was going to be 5. And well done to Francis Stoneman. Had to get something on this. He does. And stops it being a horrible wide. But, just losing his line a little bit. Just that here. There's not been a bad over. But because of those wides, that's hence why most of these runs have come from. 9 of them.
It's good footwork
on the over.
Francois Stoneman, that's why he got there, even though he didn't handle it cleanly, but he made the stop. Last ball of the second coming up.
Plays it away on the onside, and then we'll take the single. So the score at the end of 2, we'll move on to 18.
And we can probably throw a couple of other locations. We've got the Nicosia Derby tonight from Cyprus. This is the fan code European Cricket T10, and it's a 22-night event. This is day 7, or we should say night 7 of 22. And it's the Tigers versus the Fighters. That game will be commencing in around about 45 minutes from now. So you can turn over after the ECC. You can go on our YouTube channel, ECN European Cricket Network, and subscribe if you haven't already. We're heading towards 250,000. We're hoping that we get there before the end of the ECC. That game starting 4 p.m. GMT, which is 6 p.m. in Central Europe, and 9:30 p.m. in India. Back to live action. And Junaid coming back to bowl his second.
Oh, if this is straight, he's got to go. They're asking the question. The umpire says no. It was a slow full toss. Well, where's this hit him? This is the question. The bowler scratching his head, probably asking and wondering why. Well, that's a good call for me. I think that's just going to miss leg stump.
I think it's touch and go for sure. But I think, just with the angle, probably was just missing. But I tell you what, I'm not 100% it was missing. It was a very clever slower ball.
And this one is played one-handedly. The fielders coming to stop it. And, so very close. Well, another spectacular effort there from Miguel Stoneman. Well, just have a look at this. Look, one-handedly hit. And Stoneman is after it just at the last moment. And once again, another fielder who gets there but plays it back onto himself. Look.
His leg gets in the way there, I think. I mean, that's just a fly swat. I mean, if you've ever had a fly land on you and you kind of swat it away one-handed, that's exactly what that shot looked like from Natty Godluck. But he's off to a flyer. 17 off 8 now.
And this is played away, but fielder, well, he wasn't that far away from it. But that had so much on it. Timed perfectly. 4 more runs. And they're liking this now in the camp. After losing that early wicket, the very first ball off the innings. They're starting to become stronger together. Well, it's all around the ground, isn't it?
Well said. And just gets the middle of the bat on this. You're right, it wasn't that far from Amr Zaib, but good shot. Natty Godluck. Saw him performing well. He was in good form in the ECS when we were there in the middle of the year. And good contest between him and Junaid Khan. Next one, pulls away, and this is going to be 4 more. It's into the hitting arc of Natty Godluck, and Satvik goes bang. And Miguel goes over the fence. The result, 4 carreras más para Romania. They are up to 26 halfway through the third over.
Yeah, not sensible bowling. Short, down the leg side, and with your fine leg inside the circle. Now, once you get something on this, it's going all the way. Just a couple of bounces before it goes past the boundary rope. It's got to get this ball on the stumps here.
Let's give the umpire a shout out as well. I think that was a very good decision. That's the consensus. And often you only notice umpires for the wrong reasons.
Yep.
The umpiring has been outstanding during this series. So congratulations to all of the men in black. It was Shub that time, making that LBW call.
Big shout for no here. Didn't fancy this at all. Yeah, you're absolutely right. The men in black, I mean, we've got Shub, we've got Charles Crouch as well. You've also got Stefan Gooch, led very, very well by Rob Kevin. And also Patel from Barcelona. Remember
Adnan
him?
we had last week, remember Adnan?
Yeah, we had Adnan as well. Suleiman was here, now he's going to Limassol.
Late on this one, so late that it goes nowhere near where he intended. And that takes us to the end of the power play. Romania, they fight back after the loss of Charanjit Singh first ball. They're 31 for 1 after 3 overs.
Yeah, and also a big shout out to the European Cricket Network team. And I know that Roger Fine has been here, the CEO, and Daniel Weston as well, the founder, and everyone working hard behind the scenes. Meta Daub, Paul Fletcher, Barry Eaton, Mars, Wolfie, Sharad Bumbat, the Sharad as well. Then Diane as well, the European Cricket Network photographer. And, of course, not forgetting James Cantor as well. All working very, very hard. Well done, team. It's been a supersonic effort, really has.
Also got to give a shout out to you, Rico. Always love working with you. And Michael McCann, of course, early in the day. His expert insights. And we do know European cricket inside out, don't we, after so many matches. But particularly this brand of cricket, it's so exciting to be able to bring you the action. Here's Nippo. This is what he'll do, Rico. He'll just slide it.
Yeah.
Slide it. Doesn't really turn it. You think he's going to turn it away from you, but he doesn't try to turn many. And he's just kind of trying to win the battle with that wide line. That was a good one.
Yeah, he's just starting to come good, isn't he, Nippo? And again, in the right areas. We saw him bowl really well in that last match. We saw him just getting into the rhythm with his batting as well. And maybe this is the time for him and one or two others to perform. And Danny also comes to mind. Catches this and trying to get it through the gap, and he does. This is a powerful stroke and beautifully timed as well. And I have to say, that he got, you said it, Vinny, you've seen him open several times. He is a good opener, and he's demonstrating that, isn't he?
Yeah, and Romania just had to tinker with their combination a little bit. They're trying things. I mean, they have won the one game. They lost a close one today, that return bout with Hungary. But that was all about placement, and he absolutely smashed that into the gap. Good shot, but can he go in with it? He's got to 30 off 15 balls.
Got to get down and does. Gets dirty for his team and makes a good stop, Junaid Khan.
That's how you do it. I mean, Junaid Khan is about as proud as anyone to be playing international cricket for Portugal. And you see there, good effort from him. It's a really interesting contest at the moment. Trouble.
It's in the air, takes his time and takes this comfortably. And it's the way he bats. And you know that's what Manan is going to do. It's a super catch taken there in the deep. He's just kept his eye on the ball. He had to be aware of where he is, where his footing was. But Amandeep Singh makes no mistakes. And you can see he's trying to give this the big hee-ho. But, well, you can see from there, it's fair way short from the boundary. I don't think he would have even cleared the ropes. So Gohar Manan, he has to go.
Yeah, it just hasn't clicked, has he, in this series?
No.
Any extended period, Gohar. So he'll be disappointed. He goes for 2 off 6. And Romania, they lose the second wicket. It's 36 for 2.
Lipu gets another one. And now continuing to be a threat with the ball.
And we've seen, though, as long as you don't lose too many wickets, sometimes, if a batsman's not firing, sometimes if he gets out of the way and gives someone else an opportunity, that can be to the team's actual advantage. And here's a man who hasn't had too much luck as well, Ramesh Satheesan, the captain, who's dropped himself down to number 4 in the order. Maybe this is an opportunity for him to fire. He's another one that scored some big runs in the ECS, also picked up wickets, but hasn't really had too many opportunities to impress so far.
Strikes this pretty well for a run off his first ball.
Takes us to the end of the over, and the score is 37 for 2. And well, what a contest this promises to be at the moment. And it's wonderful to have your company, no matter where you're watching around the world. It's a pleasure to be with you. Vinny Sandu here, Mr. Maximo, along with Rico Full. And yeah, I've got a bit of the Smurf look about me tonight. And it's beautiful weather tonight. You look a bit like a Christmas decoration, actually, today. But we're really getting to the spirit of it. It's a festival of cricket. It's a community.
Yes. And
I know it's highly competitive on the field, but of course, all the teams staying together, travelling together as well, to and from the grounds. And so yeah, I've really enjoyed the vibe of the first ever European Cricket Championship.
It's been sensational. Just love it from the early mornings. Getting onto the coach and in darkness, has to be said, pitch darkness.
Early.
It's darkness when we even arrived at the ground, but everybody's just so upbeat.
Yeah.
All the teams socialising together, the music is playing.
There's more to come, Rico.
It's lovely.
There's more to come. This is only week 2 of 4. We're going to see who will join Belgium and Spain. And wow, we've seen some really good matches. And hopefully you're enjoying the cricket as well. It's a dynamic, fast format of the game, and it makes 2020 look positively pedestrian as we start a new over. This looks like Imran Khan coming into the attack for Portugal. He's a good all-round cricketer as well. He's a man that they might want to consider opening the batting again. They've got all these players that can do a lot of things. They haven't quite found their best combination yet, Portugal.
And this one's hit pretty well. One bounce, 4 runs. They're reaching for it. But Sathisan gets the boundary. That's what they've got to keep doing, haven't they? I mean, he uses his feet really well here and then decides, well, this is where I want to send it. And it's almost like a chip. It's the best way to describe it, sort of a chip shot.
I think he knows there's no third man in place. So as long as he gets enough bat to get over the infield, it's a fairly safe shot.
And this one is catchable and has been taken. A bit of catching practice here. When he plays a nice shot, he's trying to whip it away. I think he's trying to get it in the gap between the two fielders, but not able to do so. And Amardeep Singh, well, no messing around for him this afternoon. Sun or no sun, he's having no trouble catching these.
Well, Sathisan's going to be absolutely ropeable with himself after this. It's a bit of a helicopter shot. Just have a look at the way the bat follows through. But he finds the fielder. So his dismal run continues. The Romanian captain, he has to go. He's the third wicket to fall. He makes 5 of 4 deliveries, and Romania now 41 for 3.
Yeah, he will be cutting with himself. He just played a nice shot, uses his feet, an intelligent shot. And then when he follows this one up by, well, was he trying to get too funky? Maybe he was. I think even if he just hit this full with the actual natural momentum of where the ball would have gone, if he continued his shot more orthodox style, he probably would have got it through those two fielders that are there. The man at long on and mid-wicket, but couldn't do so. Tries to get a bit funky. A bit of the helicopter misfiring, though. And the catch taken by Amardeep Singh.
Sami Ullah will be the new batsman. Remember, Portugal can overtake Romania if they win this game. So if Romania lose, they'll be at the bottom in the danger zone at the end of day 3. Sami Ullah, and that's his approach as he tries to slam the first one. Just gets the bottom edge. He's off the single, off the mark with a single immediately. This brings Nadagodla back on strike, and I think with these wickets falling at the other end, Nadagodla becomes even more critical to the success of this innings for the Romanians.
Yeah, they've always needed somebody to get a 50-plus score to help them to a match-winning score. When that hasn't happened, they've struggled. And he's got to bat sensibly. He knows he's got to stay there and hope that the other batsmen that do come out, like Sami Ullah. I mean, if Sami Ullah can get a quick-fire 20, 25, and one or two other batsmen do the same, and Nadagodla keeps going the way he is, well, they will get to a reasonable score. Goes for it, but doesn't quite get it out the middle of the bat. Gets a single. You can see the fielders already, even when the ball is being thrown in, having trouble because of the sunshine. 44 for 3 at the halfway point.
Here's the other thing, Rico. I mean, you might not even need that many runs against Portugal the way they've been batting as well. With the bat, they're yet to crack 100 in a 10-over innings. Their scores are 94, 90, 97, 88, and then 73 in their 5 matches. So you don't want to implode here, Romania. Even if you can just fight and get that triple digits on the board, Portugal are yet to reach that mark. But it's going to be a pressure-filled second half, no matter what, I think. And Nippo is going to continue with his second over. Can Sami Ullah stick around? And certainly sometimes you see middle order batsmen coming in, just pushing the single and giving it back to the established batsman. I don't think that's the way Sami Ullah is going to play it. Here he is facing the left arm spin of Mohammad Siraj Nippo.
So we'll just keep an eye on the umpire. This looked pretty wide as well. Let's see what the signal is. And it's giving us a no ball. I believe it is. It certainly looked like a no ball signal.
He hit the keeper on the full, hit his fingertips. So
yeah, it's a no ball.
It's been called a no ball. Maybe we'll see this one again. I think maybe for bounce off the pitch, but you see, he actually hits the keeper, so it doesn't actually bounce. So it might just be one that maybe wasn't the right call. Now, you can't get stumped And I don't think he would have done that if it wasn't a free hit, Natty Godler. But I suppose sometimes it can actually save you runs because free hits, I'd love to do the statistics. I think the batsmen have scored slower off free hits than they have off regular deliveries. Because you see stuff like that.
Probably a good shout. So it ends up being a dot. That's been a good reply back, though, hasn't it, from Nipu? I'm not sure what he was trying to do with the one that did end up so wide. I'm liking the field he's got here. I'm liking the three there inside the ring. Then he's got the one covering on the sort of extra cover boundary. He's got long off, long on, back. Then the two mid-wicket and square leg on the boundary leg side. I'm liking this field. And at the moment, as we've seen, the ball seems to be going area to the fielders more often than not. Here's another one, and will this one go to hand as well? No, it doesn't. A desperate dive upwards from the fielder. It goes all the way. Balle, balle, balle. Says Carreras.
Acrobatic effort, and we've seen some magic in the field today, but Zybe went right back and he tried to bend himself backwards, Matrix style, but unfortunately it was nowhere near him. And the result, 6 runs to Romania.
Fantastic effort, though, and risky shot. You've got to back yourself when you play him. Natty Godler. Time goes a bit straighter. Amdeep Singh will be in the action again.
This is where luck comes down to him. And Satheesan hit one better than that, but got caught. He's just on a run where nothing's right. He was the one that was caught by Wale Gamage earlier, and he nicked off to Kingma last night. Natty Godler gets a little bit of luck that time. He's still there on 39.
Ula hits this hard, and this has gone many a mile. That is big. That is sensational. Que grande eso golpe. Eso es 6 carreras más. Kita mundio swad aa gaya. That is big. What a shot.
Manasariba umpire, and new balls, please. That didn't hit the tents. That was over the tents. Romania, despite losing a couple of key players, they are fighting on, and that'll help.
Ula going again. Firmly hit. Amdeep Singh does well. Hasn't he done a good job for his team out there so far? He's taken 2 catches, and anything that's gone to him along the ground, he stopped it. You could see the look on his face saying, nothing's getting past me. I'm here to fight. I'm here to win this match.
Yeah, Natty Godler just... wonder if he might have just have a bit of cramp here. And he seems to be a little bit bothered. It looks like maybe a hamstring cramp, just the way that I see him. The way they see him stretching it. Certainly a player they don't want to lose right now because you know, can't bat with the runner. So he's going to have to stay out there, you'd imagine. But yeah, he looks to be in some discomfort. Didn't play the earlier game today, but yeah, it looks like he's going to stay there. There's two possibilities. If it's just cramp, it should go away. If you stretch it, maybe get some more fluids into you. But if it is a slight tear or a slight strain, that's a bit more serious, but he's going to stay out there. Last ball of Nipo's over, coming up.
Nipo just having a look around his field.
Preface and tell you that I'm not a doctor. I have experienced cramps before.
But look, don't forget, they're going to need him to keep wicket as well.
Of course.
And he's hit this very well indeed. And that's 6 more. Manos arriba, Vitro. Manos arriba. Eso es 6 carreras más. Well, he may be injured. He may have some issues, but he's still hitting shakas for fun.
Nothing wrong with him. Actually, he's still going for it, isn't he? But, well, he's a fighter. Satwik Natty Godler, know him very well. We did see him in the ECL back in 2019 for Cluj. That famous tournament where Pavel Florin went viral and put Romanian cricket on the map. This is a real classic shot, though. Does finish the over as well. 66 for 3 after 6 overs.
Yeah, I mean, look, if he's feeling something, I'm surprised nobody's just coming out and say, look, put a bit of freeze spray on it or something, get something on it to just make him feel a bit more comfortable, because you don't want him getting more uncomfortable than giving his wicket away because he's not feeling good.
True, but when you're batting well, often you just want to stay in the bubble. I'd be saying, no, just leave him alone. He's doing fine. Don't get him out of the zone. Beware the injured batsman. Over number 7, about to commence.
Ula swing in. Doesn't really get too much on there, but you see he's not running very well. It takes a single. With Ula, that's not a bad thing. I think either if he hits a boundary or gets a single. And while this man's out there, and then he get him on strike. 45, a big hit away from what would be a fantastic half century.
Yeah, just what Romania need. He's got 2/3 of their runs, essentially.
Yeah.
And Imran Khan, it was a good Yorker to start the over to Samuela. See what he delivers to Nadagodla. For someone that's on one leg, he certainly is dancing a lot at the crease. And I'd probably say just stand still. Sure showed me last time with that dancing cover drive for 6, but Nadagodla moves to 46.
Yeah, he's always coming up to the bowler, isn't he? Walking, taking a few steps towards them and playing his shots. Samuela's the complete opposite. He stays inside the crease. This has gone up in the air and just dropped short.
Really struggling now. It's really struggling, Nadagodla. Well, I hope this isn't more serious because he is their first choice keeper. I mean, you do have the rules now that, for example, Abdul Shakur, who's not in the 11, can come in and wicket keep. That's a recent change in the laws because they consider wicket keeping a specialist position. So if he couldn't field, there is that opportunity, but I don't know, they don't want him to go anywhere.
Oh, well, this is going somewhere. It's going big. He says, Carreras mas, Ginna Sona, Ginna Badda Shaka. Well, he's battling through the pain barrier for his team. And he's certainly putting smiles on their faces. Well, he's probably gritting his teeth in pain before the moment. Every time he hits it big, it's going to be runs. That's a fine way to bring up your 50. Sensational. बहुत बधाइयां अपने बैट्समैन को बहुत अच्छी बैटिंग की थी अपनी 50 बना ली. And Nadagodla, well done indeed. And this time he gets his 50 and out. Does what he's been doing all the way through. Dances forward to the bowler. Hits it pretty firmly, but hasn't got the height on this. And a nice catch taken. So he has to make his way back. Nadagodla, well, he's got a bit of time to try and see to whatever this injury that he's got is.
Yeah, it might not be the worst thing, I think, because it does give him at least 2 or 3 overs to see where he's at and if he can come out and keep for Romania. But what if half century it was? It was gutsy stuff. 4 Maximos and 5 fours in that innings. 52 off only 24 balls. So Nadagodla works at the top of the order, but he does fall with just over 3 overs remaining. Now it's 75 for 4.
Yeah, nice catch taken there by Anthony Chambers. Interesting to see what role he plays when it comes to Portugal going out to do the batting. You've got him and also Azhar Hamdani. As you see the applause there. Romania's batted really, really well. बहुत बधाइयां अपने बैट्समैन को अपनी हाफ सेंचुरी बना ली. Really batted superbly well.
Harpal Singh from Luxembourg in the live chat at the moment. ECN European Cricket Network. Well, hello to you, Harpal. I'm glad that you're enjoying the telecast tonight. And more than welcome to join him there. Imran Khan gets a wicket. He's got 2 for 16. Last ball of his spell. This is Siva Periawa coming out at number 6. It's a bit lower than we saw him earlier, but he's a pretty good player to come out in this situation. It does take us to the end of the 7th over. It's 76 for 4. And Rico coming up tomorrow. You guessed it, 5 more matches. And, well, Portugal, they've got a tough one first up against the Netherlands 11. But we saw Hungary push them earlier, so if Portugal can put a good performance in here, they'll bring some confidence into that. Then we'll see Hungary versus Austria. Portugal, Romania, I think that one's really crucial because if Portugal can win this match, then that one could decide who stays and who goes at the end of the day. Then Hungary versus Netherlands 11, and a rematch of that great match we saw just before this match, and then finishing with Romania versus Austria. And, well, if you remember, that was what we had in match 1, and Austria put on 195 against the Romanians. So I'm sure men in yellow will be keen to avoid that again. See us tomorrow from 7 a.m. GMT.
Short delivery, gets away with it. And Amardeep Singh, and not the best bit of fielding there. Should have just been the one. And the throw back to Amardeep wasn't the best. Take 2. They've got to keep it tidy here, Portugal. They know that they're batting up until now. They haven't scored 100 runs. They've struggled to get to 100, so that will be on the minds also of Romania here.
Yeah, so going with the spin here of Amardeep Singh in the 8th.
And this one's been picked up beautifully. Over it goes. Says Carreras. Well, Taranjit, he's loving it. He's saying, Chakade, 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 Shaka Lagya.
Now, he was saying to me before that Rico doesn't even need a microphone to commentate because we can hear him, and I'm sure he heard that. I think he's pointing straight at you, Rico, saying, yep, don't worry about that. It's a team game. even though Taranjeet missed out in this innings. Other players are picking up the slack, and I'm a big fan of Sivakumar Periawa. We saw him really pull some macho man stuff last night when he got littered by Kingmutt, the quickest bowler in the competition so far, and then hit him for 6 next ball. It's a shot heard around the world, actually. Deep Singh coming on for his first over in the 8th, so let's see what the reply is from the off-spinner.
Nicely played, but well stopped as well. Gets his body behind it, doesn't get through. Well, Dana and Denisa, how are you ladies today? Of course, big supporters of Romania. They've been here every time Romania played, giving them lots of support and encouragement.
Romanian wags, enjoying them at the ground.
Sliced in the air. Where's this going to land? And this time the watch. Wow, he's kicked it away. That's an own goal. Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. I was going to say watch for the spin when he did, and then he half volleys it.
He didn't just kick it away from himself, Junaid. He kicked it away from Miguel Stoneman, who was covering. He thought he was covering, but he wasn't covering all the angles. And this one, it's a good old boot. But will be 2 runs, brings Samuela back on strike.
It's up in the air. This will be an opportunity. And where's it going to end up? Well, it goes all the way despite a sensational effort. I think the wind has to have taken this, Vinny. Because at one point I'm thinking this is going to stay inside. Look, that's a terrific effort. It really is. But it just keeps going and goes all the way. Ginna Sona Shaka Lagya.
Well, Zaib, he's probably wishing he was made of Play-Doh because he needed to be a bit more flexible. Couldn't do much about this. Next ball, swing and a miss, and an appeal, and he's gone. So he's stumped. Samuela tries to drag this one from outside the off stump. And, well, it was an easy decision for the umpire, I think, because it doesn't even go upstairs.
Well, he held his pose. He said, here you go, umps, I'll just stay here for you. You can check it yourself. Yeah, look, this was... he's well short there. Nice work from Francis Stoneman.
Yeah, Francois Stoneman. Neat bit of work there. Main thing there is he takes the ball first. Sometimes you see keepers rushing that one. But the end of Samuela, he was a little bit of... He might be number 27. There's a bit of 007 about him. He was living dangerously. But he does what he can for his team. Romania, now at the end of 8 overs, they lose Samuela for 19 off 10. It's 93 for 5 with 2 overs remaining in this first innings of match 15.
Well, the Stomans... 2 Stomans out there on the pitch, Miguel and Francois, and 2 Stomans out there in the fan section enjoying the cricket, and that's going to be, well, Anna and Bucks. Well, hello, Anna and Bucks, and they'll be hoping that their team perform better. And they're certainly a passionate followers of Portuguese cricket, travelled all the way down here as well, and they'll be hoping to see their team get a very, very important victory here. They've still got some work to do. They've just got to keep it together here for these last 2 overs to come.
They've got plenty of batting here because they've got Raj Kumar. They've probably got Vasu Saini, Ijaz Hussain. Next 2, not sure which order exactly, but they can still throw the bat. 93 on the board, 2 overs remaining.
Shazad. Well, they're bringing the pace back on. And I think that maybe the batsman would prefer this, but Shazad doesn't give you too many loose deliveries. Nicely played. Gets the single. And that's what Najam Shazad does. I mean, he was a bit guilty, wasn't he, in the first over? Just bowled a few wides. But other than that, he still was tidy. He just went for 10.
Here's the thing, though. Portugal, doesn't matter even if they declare now, which they can't, but they're going to have to bat well. They're going to have to bat better than they have in the tournament if they're going to stay alive in the tournament.
Yeah.
And that's what it's going to come down to. Looks like it might be something in the kind of 110 zone or something like that. Maybe a couple more, maybe a couple less. But they're going to have to step up with the bat if they're going to remain in contention.
Firmly hit. And interesting field also. Shazad has deployed here. He's got his 5 men on the offside in practically a straight line. Nobody on the boundary. And he's taken a chance there because a pretty firm hit that goes over them. It's going to be 4 runs.
They've got kind of a real spread out football style wall, don't they? Across that offside.
On the onside, they take the 1, think about the 2, and, well, they may now, and they will. And a good throw here, and, well, that was close as well. Good thinking from the fielder. I think that's Nepo again.
This is something special here. I mean, just look at the efforts here. I don't know if we'll have time to squeeze all of this in. I mean, they probably would have made it if they tried the first time, because the throw wasn't a good one back to the keeper. It's an impossible bounce, and then look at the second one. Raj had to hustle. And down the other end, he was falling down. Bit of chaos. It all happens in the 9th, as we always say. And at the moment, Romania just sneaking towards that 100 mark. That's a mark we've said a couple of times Portugal have not yet reached in this entire series.
So Najam Shazad takes a slow walk back to his mark. Obviously thinking about what he wants to do here.
2 to come in the 9th. This hit down the ground. It's going to be a 1 hopper. And Rico, it's about this field that we're talking about, which it's an interesting one, isn't it? You see the big gap that you got on the offside. We might show that at the end of the over, showing that there was an opportunity here to go over the top. It's a bit of a gamble at the moment from Najam Shazad, but he's bowled very well, and he's the man with the ball in his hand. Good Yorker, and he knocks it down, won't prevent the single. The 100 comes up for Romania, and 9 overs down. It's 100 for 5. Romania to hit that 100 mark. And certainly it's going to be a testing chase for Portugal, even as it is. They haven't cracked the 3 figures so far in the series. It's a win they really need. Have a look at the beautiful surroundings at the moment. Costa del Sol. It was forecast for a storm today, but, well, thankfully the weather gods have looked after us. It's never eventuated. And we're heading to the last. And we're going to head to the last 6 balls now. Amdeep Singh is going to continue.
Singh just a little bit short, and this is going to go to the boundary. 4 runs. It's not the best of deliveries. Too short, and it allows the batsman to pick his spot. And Siva, no problem for him. He knows where the field is here. And this one does actually, it sort of helps his shot, doesn't it? He sort of moves into him as well, and it just helps us along.
Just adapts, because it had the length to work with. It was shorter, but it was too short, basically. Nice shot by Siva. He's batted well in every position for Romania during this tournament.
Goes big, and he absolutely hammers this out off the ground. Big hit. 6 more, so 4-6. The first 2 deliveries were the game with spin for the last. It's always a chance. You can see the batsman uses his feet so well. He gets there and crushes this out of the ground. Big hit.
Really makes it with that footwork. Next delivery. And he misses out, and so does the keeper. And they're going to sneak a by here, but that was an opportunity to get rid of Periawa.
Yeah, just not able to get this clean in his gloves, was he, Vinny?
It was a snatcher. He just snatched that one, I think. Francois Stoneman, when he looks back at that, won't even have time to show you a replay, but it would have been a clear stumping. Raj Kumar on strike now.
Short. And this is hit over the fielder and goes for 4 runs. 4 more. When we were talking about the field, the ball before, we were saying that there's no man out there on the off. Well, they have put 1 man out because there's a different bowler. Shazad obviously prefers to have the extra man on the onside, but he can't get anywhere near this. Once this over the infield, it's going to be 4 runs.
So 2 balls remain. Can it hit the 120? We were wondering if they'd even crack the 110 mark, but now we're heading towards 120.
And no mistakes this time.
Little mistake, because he missed the stumps the first time, but I think he will be out. Now check this one out. That's a big swing and a miss. We saw this earlier in the tournament. Just have a look at this the first time. It's a big miss. And Raj probably would have got back. But he gave up thinking, you're not missing, are you? And then wind this back seasons again because it's a big swing and a miss. Well, hopefully Francois Stoneman hits him better when he gets out there with the bat. And maybe we'll see him bat a bit higher this game. Yeah. But still, end of handy little contribution as we see Raj Kumar going for 6, including the one boundary. With a ball to go, it's 115 for 6.
Yeah, I mean, he's just been stranded at the other end, hasn't he, Siva Kumar? He's made 25 of 11, and I think he'll be a little bit disappointed with what Kumar's done there, because he'd be thinking, hey, remember me? All I want you to do is get me back on strike. And now, of course, unless this is a no ball and they run, or a wide and they run, he's not going to get on strike.
Don't count it out. Still, 115 on the board. It's a classic par total, I think.
Gets bat on ball now. What, they're going to take him on, are they? Well, they may as well. Well, they decide not to. And, well, fair enough. We're going to get there. But it's always worth a gamble. They add one more to that. So 116 it's going to be. 6 down. So 117. I think this one, Vinny, I'm telling you now, this is going to go all the way.
Well, it's go hard or go home for the Portuguese team. This is a must-win for them. The last match of the day of day 3 of week 2, Group B. And what a start it was as Taranjeet was removed. Very first ball, Junaid Khan getting the big wicket. And, well, this was an unlucky one, wasn't it? Miguel Stoneman not able to pull that one back into the field of play, but he had another chase on his hands. And, well, I would say that Portugal made a fairly strong start. They did remove some of the key players. And you see, Mana just hasn't really worked. But Natagodla, he was the key. And Satheesan, once again, he misses out. So some concerns, but, well, it was the keeper batsman for Romania, Satwik Natagodla, that really made the early running. And despite the acrobatics of Amir Zaib on the team wicket boundary, he wasn't able to make too much of an impact on proceedings. That was huge, went over the 10s, but the Romanians, you see, it's a real team effort. And Natagodla, a little bit bothered by what looked like a hamstring complaint, but he certainly battled hard for an impressive half-century for his team.
He certainly did, and what Romania also showed is even though they lost those wickets, and that one when Natagodla went as well, other batsmen were able to step up to mark. Samuela, he played some nice shots, didn't he, while he was out there. He hit 2 big 6s and 1 4. And then, of course, don't forget, there was Siva Kumar as well. And he did the same, 2 6s and a 4 to his name as well. Well, that man, Taranjeet Singh, he's saying, don't matter, I didn't get any, but I told you so, the others would. Well, will it be enough? You know what, I just got a sneaky feeling. I don't know what it is. It may be the sort of tingle you get sometimes, Vinny, but I just think that we're going to see Portugal come good in this one.
Yeah, well, they need to. It's a pressure situation, so step up or step aside time for the men in red. Let's have a look at the scorecard, and it's always concerning when Taranjeet, he's the key to their batting, goes very first ball. But like I say, if you're going to make a duck, make it a quick one. He left plenty of balls for the other batsmen. Natagodla starred with 52 off 24 balls, including 4 Maximos and 5 fours. Also, Periawa, he's been so reliable for the Romanians, and he's been able to kind of fit into any position in the order. 25 not out at the end. Gave him a little bit of a kick. Samuela also with 19. And, well, Raj Kumar chipped in the last over with a handy boundary. As far as the bowling went, well, Imran Khan, the best of the bowlers for me, 2 for 17 off his 2 overs. Also, I think Najab Shazad didn't pick up a wicket but bowled very economically, only conceding 17. Also, 2 wickets for Amandeep, though he was a little bit expensive, and singles to Junaid Khan, one of his wickets, of course, at the very first ball of the innings. And Mohammad Siraj Nippo chipped in with 1, the left-arm spinner. So, join us in just a few minutes. You don't want to go anywhere because Portugal, they will be batting for their lives. They need 117 to win. More runs than they've scored in any innings so far, but can they do it? Well, it's the field of dreams here in Spain, so anything is possible. Join us in just a few minutes then for the chase. Portugal will require the win, you'd think, to go through to the next stage. Vinny Sandhu here, Mr. Maximo, along with Rico Full. Hope you're having a wonderful evening wherever you're watching around the world. See you shortly for more Dream 11 European Cricket Championship. Hello and welcome back to the Cartama Cricket Oval in the heart of the Costa del Sol, the Sunshine Coast of Spain. Well, it's a beautiful setting for cricket and a wonderful afternoon. This is what cricket's all about. The sun is shining, currently around 26 degrees. Perfect conditions for this chase, and there's a lot of pressure on these two batsmen. It's going to be Sean Gomes and Azza Andani opening up for Portugal. And you do feel that this is a must-win for them. They don't want to go 0-6. And Romania, well, despite a few hiccups along the way, they ended up putting more or less a par score on the board. 116 for 6 off their 10 overs. And we're looking forward to seeing what the chase holds. Vinny Sander here, Mr. Maximo, for ECN with you today. And just have a look at that wonderful background and all the scenery. Can't imagine a more beautiful place to play cricket. Joining me in the commentary box, as always, Rico Full and Rico, Portugal. Well, they're batting for their lives.
Yeah, and I'm liking what I'm seeing. Gomes, I think he has to be out there because of the form he's in. He's played some lovely shots. And I think, and I do believe this, that he's in for a good score. He's in for a big score. And Andani, look, I know he's not in form. Don't get me wrong, but he is a class act. He's a classy player. I've seen the best of him in Portugal. I think you have as well,
yeah.
Vinny. Just sometimes it just takes time just to adjust. He's been out of source, out of favour, but it's good to see he's getting the nod here. And maybe a bit of time he's taken away, not playing. He's got his head right. These two, if they can give them a good start, then Portugal are right back in this Dream 11 European Cricket Championship.
So let's get underway. It's 117 for Portugal. Starts with a wide. And this will be the first run of the innings. And the interesting thing is the score they're chasing, I have said, is more or less a par score based on the scoring rates that we've seen so far throughout this first ever Dream 11 European Cricket Championship. Edged away, Kayani will do the fielding, just a single. And, we'll get Andani off the mark, and you can kind of see here why I think it's a pass score, but not for Portugal, because Portugal, they've only been scoring at 88 per 10 overs. But the thing is, Romania, they've been conceding so many runs. They're the worst as far as conceding runs.
Yeah.
A couple of big scores they've given up, 145 per 10 overs. Right now they're trying to defend the 116 that they've got on the board.
Yeah, and this is important as well, these 2 overs that Damindra Manani will bowl. He is by far the best bowler. Once he's completed his overs, well, they've struggled to find another good bowler. This one, well, I'm not sure quite exactly what the what Shub was indicating there, but he does finally give the
get out of my way, I think. Because look, you see there, he's right between the ball and Shub, so he's not going to do any favours.
Take the single. It's a good start.
A call of go. It's always a bit risky because it sounds a lot like no.
Yeah.
But I tell you, we're going to have the Czech Republic here next week. You know, in Czech, yes is ano. So you've got ano. Sometimes when they call in Czech, it's very confusing. I can tell you, having seen a fair bit of cricket from there. Prague's a beautiful city.
This one's again, yeah, go, and they do. And this is very good running. Good, positive start. I mean, even though it's those yellow shirts all around you, they're still making the singles, and they're making them easy, these two, starting with a good understanding.
Portugal have just imploded a few times with their batting, though, haven't they? It's got to be on your mind. You just need maybe a bit of luck to get you going. I do like the look of Gomes. He's slowly adapting his game to the T10 format.
In the air, and, well, Vinny, you had to do it. The commentator's curse. Look, I'm with you, though. I have liked the look of him. I think he's played some nice shots. But this time, it doesn't quite get to the pitch of this one. Good bowling. A little bit of movement away as well, I think, there. And a nice catch taken. Another one.
Fielder's well placed, though, isn't he? I mean, he's there for that kind of a shot. He's not right on the circle. They're kind of hedging their bets, and they're hoping that if there is an edge, it might fly in his direction. That's exactly how it worked out. So Gomes Gets caught by Ijaz Hussain, and that guy is a ball magnet. That's his 5th catch today.
Yeah.
And there's even one that he didn't hold on to. Now, a bit like Taranjit Singh, Portugal lose their key opener early. And in the first over, it's 5 for 1.
Yeah, disappointing. But I think we do know, and we've been talking about some of their players. We know they've got plenty of batsmen in there. We know they've got plenty of depth. Just needs one of them to put a good contribution together and the others to work around it. So goes for just one there. And, he'd be very disappointing because he is one that a lot of people have enjoyed watching him bat.
Manani's been good today, hasn't he, for Romania?
Yeah.
Giving them some good starts, and the start's all important, isn't it? Samir Zaib coming to the crease at number 3. I like this move as well. I think he's not a man that's had a lot of luck in this series with the bat, but he's got potential. So they're turning to their players that they think, regardless of their form, can get them to this target.
Yeah, I've liked the batting. Well, I've liked the all-round play of Zaib. I think he's been good. I think, there's a thing also, isn't there, Vinny, if that over comes to an end and it's 5 for 1, you always hear batsmen say, well, I am a number 1, an opener, or a number 3, a number 4 batsman. And if that's where they regularly play and that's what their role is, then I think when they're not in that position, when they're lower down, they just don't feel in the comfort zone. I know it's only a number, and I know you can always argue the fact, well, look, it doesn't matter what number you are, just go out there, score runs, and prove your point. But some batsmen find that difficult. They like to be in at a specific point of the match.
You need to be comfortable, don't you, when it comes down to it? And some people are less comfortable in unusual situations, which it's bound to happen in a national team where most of these players would bat in the top 3 or 4 for their club. Second over coming up now. Should mention also, Satvik Nedegola does have the gloves. He is behind the stumps for Romania. He was troubled by what looked like either some cramp or a slight hamstring strain. But he is there. And Raj Kumar is going to bowl the second over.
Dani gets back on the ball. Doesn't quite middle it, but gets a single. And that's where he's got to be careful on Dani. I think he's a far better player from when I remember seeing him in Miranda de Corbo. Far better player out on the offside. That's where he plays most of his shots. Great cutter off the ball.
And Vasu Saini back into the lineup. Fielding that one at deep square leg.
He played and well stopped, and no guessing who that is. It's the ball magnet today. Hussain.
I don't know if he's brought his own balls or something today. Ijaz Hussain, but the ball keeps following him. This one he doesn't quite handle cleanly, and they do get through for a single. Some hesitation from the batsman. That's 1 run to Portugal. They don't want to fall too far behind the rate either, do they? They basically need around 2 a ball through this innings.
Short. And, this time gets it past Ijaz, but it was always going to be just a single, and it remains that way. Interesting fields because they're changing it quite a bit depending on who's batting. The third man is very fine, isn't he, Hayani? But he's going in and out depending on who the batsman is. He's out to Zaib. That's a lovely shot. 4 runs. Just rocks back, hits it along the deck, along the ground, and this time Ijaz Hussain can only watch it go past as it goes to the boundary 4.
It's a good shot, because it's not really a yabba dabba do. It's a full-blooded cut shot from Zaib, and the third man was very fine, so there's no one getting near that, and that's confidence booster. They just need someone to get in and stay in, Portugal, and preferably 2 batsmen to put together a partnership to do the heavy lifting in this chase.
Field change now. So Kayani does go back up, but still very, very fine. But they've got a man now back on the boundary where that one went. And it's been moved a little bit wider.
Kumar with a comeback. Good comeback. Gets this right. A little bit of a way movement there you see as well. And it was pitched up, and Zaib, we had a real go at it, but wasn't good enough to get any bat on ball.
Yeah, both men straight are inside the ring. The men that are out, he's got that sort of backward point. on the boundary and the man sort of behind square on the boundary. So a good hit straight is runs. This one's along the ground, but will be to the fielder. They'll take the single. So the end of the second, and score 13 after 2, the 1 wicket down.
Yes, I mean, they're already 1 over behind where they need to be, basically. They want to be 12 off every over. Just a reminder, we have more cricket coming up. In fact, probably just making a start in Cyprus around now. And got a fair bit of news from you, as always. Geez, that was a great game. The Black Caps were involved last night in the Cyprus Eagles. Absolute scenes at the end of that one. It was all going down. It was an impossible last over, but we should have the lineups for you shortly. But right now, let's go back to Manani bowling his second.
And he doesn't quite get enough on this, but he's got enough at least to get it over the fielder. They're taking on the 2. That's very good running. And once this goes over the fielder, he's got to chase it down and get the throw back in. Missed time, but you can see he's eyeing up that area. This time, he just pushes him back and says, okay, just stay on the 30-yard circle. And in once more, and asking the question, the umpire says no, but nobody watching what's happening in the middle there. You see the bowler, he's interested in the LBW appeal, needs to be thinking about getting behind the stumps, because it was a delayed reaction, and of course the batsman on strike, he has no idea, Zahid, what's going on. He's got his back to the non-striker, and then he has to go.
Okay, Arnie. Well, it was a good throw, just the wrong pitch. It's they sneak through for a single, so Portugal just falling behind what's required.
This is a wide, but a very good stop there. Well, it's a good job that Nadi Gotla is 100% fit, because he needed to do some work to stop this. This could have been 5.
Don't know about 100%, but he does have long arms and long legs. He's very tall for a keeper, Satvik, but he does a great job behind the stumps for his national team.
Soft hands, take the single. And I think this is all about at the moment. I know that I've said this before, that Azar Andani, he takes a while to get going. He likes to just straight the ball around before he starts to play his strokes. Maybe that's all he's doing here at the moment. But look, he can come good. And the other thing, Vinny, they'll be thinking about is they know what the bowling attack for Romania are. They know it doesn't get any better than this.
That is a swing and a half, isn't it, from Amir Zaib. I think they just don't want to leave their run too late. I think that they're conscious of that. Portugal are ready. We've seen that rate creeping up. I mean, it started at 11.7 already. It's up over 13 and over. And that has to be concerning for a team that hasn't cracked the 100. And so, it's a really tough period of innings they're having to deal with now. I haven't made the most of this power play.
This is going up in the air, and it's going to have to be a very good catch if it's taken. And he's, he was too slow getting there. He was real casual sort of running. And then you see, right at the last moment, he had to get the skates on, accelerated. Doesn't get there.
Well, the issue was the fielder in the circle. It was probably closer to him, but he just didn't see it at all. So Vasu kind of had to make a second effort, and he really made a good effort in the end to get there. But I think the issue for me was that Sivakumar Periawa, who was at mid-wicket, and that was only maybe 10 to 15 metres behind him, but he just never saw it at all. So Vasu had to try and cover him, but he couldn't quite make the ground.
Played away for a single. So a bit of luck for Portugal. Is that the luck that they need? Will that be the luck that gets them the victory they badly need? That is the end of the power play. It is 21 for 1.
So we were talking about that match in Cyprus, and it's a bit of a bonus for you. You can watch it on our YouTube channel, ECN European Cricket Network. It's the Nicosia Derby tonight. The Fighters and the Tigers going head-to-head, and it's the Tigers that won the toss, and they are batting first. And if you would like to watch that, you can turn over either now, but I would suggest you stay with us a little bit longer here. It's a pretty interesting contest going on, but after this one finishes, you can log on to the YouTube channel and watch 2 more matches of T10 cricket today. So 7 matches at the moment every day on ECN. Thanks to Nishay and Ujwal, who are over there, and all the crew, of course. Some of them have left the ECC to go and work on that, so we do appreciate your efforts. All right, well, they need a big over here because Portugal have just gone 5-8-8 so far.
Samuela into the attack, and this one's down the leg side. The batsman not able to get anything on this, Zahib, but it will be a wide. So it will have to be bowled again, so one more to the total.
Yeah, so something that Romania have struggled with on occasion is the extras, but Samuela is a very good T10 cricketer, I think.
And this one now, it's going to be a wide. The offside, so he's gone down the leg, it's gone down wide outside the off stump, so maybe this one is going to be dead bang in the middle. Very quiet around the ground. I think a lot of people feeling the intensity of this match. They know the importance of it as well. Fortunately, I think he's not quite hit this well, because I think even if he's hit this pretty firmly, that one's going to go to hand.
You said you had the golden ball tingle a bit earlier in this chase, which of course the golden ball will happen if there is a tied match. Haven't had one yet. We've been close to one in the ECC. Still feeling it, or is it going away a little bit with this start from Portugal?
Yeah, I think, let's watch this delivery. Short and beautifully hit. That is 6 runs. And Andani, well, we know he likes to abide his time before he gets motoring. Well, he's waited, and as soon as this one's there, he puts it away emphatically. 6 runs, 6 carreras.
Needed something, didn't they, Portugal? And Adani takes it on upstairs, and one crashes into the fence on the full.
Yeah, I mean, the tingle I was saying is I've got a tingle. Something's telling me that Portugal are going to come good. It wasn't so much the golden ball tingle, but hey, it could be, because it's going to be that sort of match.
I mean, they've got 9 wickets in hand here, Portugal, and just a reminder, if Portugal do win this match, they'll draw level on points, but they have a better net run rate than Romania. So they will be in 4th place heading into the final day of group matches tomorrow.
Nice shot. Fielder is out there. Here comes the throw. That certainly will make the matches that come up tomorrow really exciting. And you do know something, that if this does go that way, if Portugal do it, well, these two teams do it again tomorrow. Yeah. And that could be the match everything depends on.
Yeah, it'll be a big rematch. They'll meet in match number 18, 3rd match of the day tomorrow.
And gets it over. The fielder to get a stop in here. Plenty of yellow jerseys there. Well, that's a knock-on, if you have seen one.
That was a good pass.
A very good pass indeed. Lovely flick back.
It's Kayani with a bit of heads-up play, a bit of innovative thinking. Let's have a look at this. And he says, well, I'll stop it, but you can throw it. Bang. Straight at his teammate, Ijaz Hussain. Well, he probably knew if he hit it, would go to Ijaz, because the ball keeps following him today.
He's gone down the ground, and he's gone all the way over. Seis carreras más. Bole, Andani. Well, just strokes this one beautifully. It's all about the footwork here. Look at this. Comes down the pitch, and he backs himself to play the shot. Even though the fielder's there, it's over him. 6 more.
More or less gets them back on track as 19 come off Samuela's over, the 4th of the innings. And now they are 40 for 1. And hope you're having a wonderful day wherever you're watching around the world. It's great to have your company, whether you're watching on our YouTube channel or one of our broadcast partners. It's great. Thank you so much for all the wonderful messages and the great feedback we're getting. I often say I think we've got the best cricket viewers in the whole world, the best audience, and it's all about the positivity and the people getting behind what we're doing, trying to grow the game in countries where it's not as established. And these guys out there, they're pioneers, okay? We're hoping that in the next generation we'll see cricket-loving children coming through, and we'll see a lot more of the native European population, as well as European-born players taking the stage, and it all starts here. So thanks to all the players, the officials, and everyone who put so much into European cricket, and I think the result is something that's very, very exciting and something that the whole world is watching. Certainly that's feedback that we're getting. Mas Hussaini comes into the attack for the 5th over. He had a horrendous over against Hungary yesterday, and he was left out of the team this morning, but he's back in. Let's see if he can keep things quiet after that big over last over.
Good delivery. Really good delivery. that he got. Just got to be a little bit careful here. He's releasing the ball, running it back pretty quickly. And half the time, the bowler's not got his eye on the ball, got his back to him, so an opportunity for a cheeky run.
Romania, they're chomping a bit out there at the moment.
The ball, good change in pace. Has a shy. Needlessly, though. Kiani there.
Yeah. Is this the innings, though, for Andani? Even Zaib, you know, these are capable players. We saw them in the ECS not too long ago. It was only a couple of weeks ago we were in Portugal.
Nice shot. 4 more runs. And right on cue. These two batsmen putting a partnership here together. And there's Bowler.
He's off his deathbed. That's good. He was struggling, but I thought maybe he'd gone back to the hotel, but he's still there. And, well, he probably just wants to know firsthand. Is someone holding him up there? I was trying to work
I think they're using
a weekend at Bernie situation going on over there. It looks like he was moving.
They're using him as a notepad stand. Well, this one's gone all the way through. He's done him. Well, we just saw a lovely shot played by Zahib. And this is a great response from Sahini. What a good delivery this is. You'll see how good it is here. That really is a lovely ball.
So leg cutter. He rolls his fingers on it, and he completely does Zaib. And, well, that's a shame for Zaib, who was just getting going, wasn't he? But it was a very clever bit of bowling by Vasu Saini that does him. And he goes for 18 off 16. And 2 wickets down now. Portugal are 46 for 2. And the captain, Najim Shazad, comes to the crease. Look, Zaib, he played some good shots, but let's be honest, didn't really get going in the innings. It was just a shade better than run a ball in the end.
Yeah.
And maybe Shazad is the kind of batsman that can continue to tilt this game in the Portuguese direction.
Yeah, Shazad, the captain, hasn't been at his very best the last few knocks he's had. The last one, of course, was the Golden Duck. But if he does get in, we know what he can do. And look, this is interesting because it was Zahib, as Shazad's coming out saying to him, look, there's one that comes out the back of the hand, be careful of it. And Andani doing exactly the same thing. Look, there's one that comes out the back of the hand, be careful of it.
That was the one that did him. Sometimes you can get the new batsman's head, right? Suddenly he's swinging it both ways and cutting it both ways. He's got 5 times the slower ball, but he's probably just saying, watch out for the change of pace. So here we go. Last ball of the 5th. It's been a good one from Saini. He's only conceded 6 and picked up that wicket.
And he's kept this one inside the line. The umpires have a close look at it. And he's made a good comeback, hasn't he, after that nightmare in the last time we saw him.
Good ball.
Yeah, and he takes a key wicket as well.
So 46 for 2 at the halfway point. Let's have a look at that run rate required. I mean, these next 3 overs are so crucial. They need 14.2 and over from here. And Dani, he's going at that kind of pace, you know, almost to a ball. He's the man looking most likely. Shazad, he's new to the crease, but he doesn't have too much time to settle in. Looking at the batting to come and probably see Imran Khan next. Maybe Junaid Khan at 6 potentially. But these batsmen, they're going to have to take some calculated risks. They don't want to leave it too late. They just love a magical over to get back on track. Right now.
Well, it's Kayani.
Yeah, Kayani's going to get a bowl. I was just seeing him down here, seeing if he might get a bowl. He does bowl regularly for his club. Here he is, bowling over number 6.
Starts with a wide. And, well, he's allowed a loosener, I suppose. We haven't seen Kayani, have we? Look, what they aren't doing is they aren't going with Taranjit Singh. Taranjit's been bowling runs, hasn't he? And the batsmen have taken a liking to him. So it looks like they're just holding him back.
Yeah, interesting.
Straight at the fielder. Here comes the throw. And a good throw it was as well. And, well, he just doesn't get it first time, does he? Ijaz the same, but he still controls it, gets the throw in, and this wasn't far off.
Guess who? That's Ijaz. He did a great direct hit run out off his own bowling. This one would have been gone.
Would have been, look, bat is in the air. And this one is out. And you can see the disappointment in Andani. He's not the batsman out, but he feels the frustration of that. He knows he needed his captain out there. And, well, it's a pair for the captain. He goes for 0.
Would have been a wide, I think, as well, but he wafts at it and gets a little nick. Natagodla finishes it off. Kayani, oh, he's ecstatic with that. He gets the Portuguese captain for a duck, so more unhappiness with the bat for Shazad. Third wicket falls. It's 48 for 3.
Yeah, 2-ball duck. Then he got taking an easy catch. And frustration. We saw that from Andani when the wicket goes down. And a few words of advice from Shazad. He's not had a good day with the bat, has he? And well, he's been doing the job for them with the ball, but just not happening with the bat for him at the moment. He's a hard-hitting batsman. He does like to go after the ball, but we've seen that on a number of occasions. That they either click or they don't.
All right, interesting one in here. They've gone for Francois Stoneman, and he's shown he's not afraid to take risks. And yeah, my feeling was he was batting too low, so I think it's a real opportunity for him. But I mean, they just need one big over, don't you feel, to get them back on track?
Yeah.
Certainly losing Shazad hurts, but he only used up 2 balls. Kayani, a ball that might have been a wide, ends up a wicket.
They've said yes. Oh, good. A direct hit and he's in trouble. Well, he's thrown the bat at it to try and get himself in. Of course, it needs to have something attached to the other end of the bat. And, well, this was a risky one. They don't need to take these risks. I wonder if this is all about Andani saying, I just want to be on strike, get me on strike.
Almost takes out the bowler with his throw as well. I think the bat just jams on that pitch. And, yeah, you see that would have been out. The bat's upside down. Back to live action. This next one's in the air. Oh, it's not going to carry the boundary, but it will carry to the fielder. And, well, that is a big wicket. And Andani goes. Romania, they are flying now. And Kayani, well, what an over from him. He picks up 2 wickets in the over. Portugal are reeling now. It's 49 for 4.
Well, Andani, he said that was there. It was in the slot for the shot, but he's gone for power. He's tried to overhit it. And as a result of that, he sliced it up in the air. You can see he was very keen to get a strike. He was really disappointed when the captain got out. He needed the captain out there with it. But really, look, I think he didn't have to do that. He didn't have to give his wicket away. We know that in Francis Stoneman, he's got a batsman there that, you know, can also hit the ball big. And the two of them could have got a good partnership together. But him leaving the party early is going to put extra pressure on the batsman coming in.
No doubt about it. And Imran Khan comes in, though. I mean, look, Imran Khan's a real attacking batsman. He can bat at the top of the order. It's just this rate has just climbed to a degree that, you know, you wonder if Portugal can go with it. I mean, they haven't had much luck with the bat as well during this series. Never cracked 100. But, you know, they're going to be trying. It does hurt to lose Andani. Just didn't quite click, didn't go on with it. He goes for 22 off 13. Didn't have a lot of the strike, to be fair. He's faced 13 out of the 34 balls in the innings. Kayani, what an over. 2 for 3.
Nicely played. Got to get down on it. Well, it gets past 1, but it doesn't get past. Goham Manan, well, he's not the quickest, is he? We know he's had a few nightmares.
Well, the thing is,
catching, but he's done well here.
Manan will go down, but he gives you 2 days' notice because it takes him a little while to get down. But when he does, the big fella, well, he does what he needs to, and he does keep it to 1.
He's taking him on, and it's Taranjit Singh coming in, and Taranjit puts it down. And, well, Stoneman gets a life. Taranjit charging in was never easy, and it's sort of knee height it eventually comes to, but down it goes. And that's disappointing for him. Taranjit, he knows he needs to do better there. That is the end of the over, but it's all happening out there at the moment. Portugal trying somehow to keep their hopes alive here. 51 for 4.
Well, I know it's not past my point of no return, but I still feel like this is bordering on the same kind of odds as the impossible chase we saw Sweden against Belgium, because Portugal just haven't looked likely. In this innings, we've only seen 2 4s and 2 6s through the first 6 overs. And they're going to need plenty more if they're going to get anywhere near this target of 117.
Just adjusting the field here. I need to make sure this is right, and that's giving the batsman the opportunity to reset his guard. Francis Stoneman.
Taran's just hurt his finger, I think, and looks like Pavel Florin, who is 12th man in this game, looks like he'll be replacing Taran, and he had to make his way in, didn't he? And it just looked like he might have got that one off the end of the finger. So Ejaz Hussain has got the ball in his hand, like he has had most of the day, actually. Seems to have the ball all the time. He's had a good day for Romania. And he bowled very well as well. So Taranjit off the field with a suspected finger injury. And Pavel Florin comes on. Maybe just a few running repairs. I think they'll try and get him back out there because he is a key fielder. If you're on Florin watch, he's at short fine leg. So it's going to be Ejaz Hussain now. And they need a big over to get them back in the game. Something magical. Portugal. Let's see what happens. Stoneman on strike. This is in the air, but it's not going to travel too far. I think about a second. It's not quite there. That's one thing about the fielding in this series at international level, that in the ECS, sometimes the outfields are a bit more unpredictable and the fielding is just not quite as high a standard, so there's just no chance of a 2 there.
No chance. Slow delivery, but this has come out all wrong and it's been given as a no ball. Saying this hasn't even pitched on the pitch. And we know he likes to get these slow balls in with the old grunts. Let's have a look at this. And well, I'm not quite sure that was that wide. Maybe but
on the edge, I suppose. It's still no ball. Free hit time.
Firmly hit. Fielder should stop it. Does. And they look to take them on. And that slight bit of hesitation is enough. And this is good running. This is what they've got to do. They've got to create...
Well, tell you what, can bat anywhere. Could open. Can he bring some power to his Portuguese reply?
Short. Hammered. And this will be 4 runs. There's only one man out there on the offside boundary, but he's not going to get to that. He's played this behind point, and it goes all the way. Nice hit.
Nice hit because he plays the shot to the ball that's bowled to him. He's not premeditating. He knows the field, and you see, you just got to break the problem into smaller sub-problems. I think when you need something like it's kind of 14 and over, or it's probably climbed a bit more now, it's more like 16. 8 off every half over is what you're looking for from here.
This one. About this one. Does he play a shot here, Vinny? I don't think he plays a shot.
Well, the issue here is if you are trying to avoid the ball, it's still a leg bite. Now, the question is he trying to avoid the ball here or not? It doesn't matter. That he's probably not going to get hurt. Yeah. See, to me, he's trying to get out the way of the ball.
I disagree with you.
Now, see, but you look at he swerves and he's trying to get a wide. He deliberately did. He definitely didn't want that ball to hit his pad, did he? This is my point. It's one that we have only seen this year, to be honest. But the laws say that you must be at least either A, playing a stroke, or B, trying to avoid the ball. And for me, there was enough there that he was trying to avoid the ball.
I think he's trying to avoid the ball for like like self-defense, not like that. But anyway, what do you think?
I read the rule.
We're throwing our handbags around again. Let us know what you reckon. This one, it's a good... Oh...
Well, the reason I'm saying that is because that's what I thought, and then I looked it up. And when I looked it up, it just said if you're trying to avoid the ball. So if you're trying to avoid the ball, trying to get a wide, you're still trying to avoid the ball. Anyway, I love it when we fight. At the end of the 7th over, it is 61 for 4. And this is what's coming up tomorrow. Portugal will have 2 more matches. They'll play the Netherlands 11 in the morning. Then they'll have the return clash with Romania in match 18. And we will also see the Romanians in the 3rd match and the final group match. It's the final day of Group B action, and at the end of match 20, whoever is in 5th place, they are eliminated from the ECC, and the top 4 will go through to Group B finals Friday. Well, there's Kiani saying, here you go, Charles, check out these sunglasses. Charles said, thanks very much, and may or may not give those back to you later. But we're going to the 8th. Here we go.
That's a big swing at it. And he's running really fast. He wants it. He fancies it. And the fielder, no mistakes, picks up, gets the throw in it. Just be a single. So, Khan, he's got a lot to do here. I mean, that rate now has gone past that 18.
Yeah, it's past that PONR, point of no return. Don't see Samuel or Rahman anywhere. Come and whack a few.
This is it up in the air. There is a fielder there that should... keep this to 1. He does. In comes the throw.
Portugal, I mean, still is mathematically possible if they could pull off the upset tomorrow morning and knock over Romania tomorrow. But certainly, this is the one I thought there's their best opportunity to put some points on the board.
Trying to get funky. And he does try some interesting things, doesn't he, Stillman? You see him walk well outside the off stump sometimes, trying to get the shot there, the scoop in. This time he does the reverse and misses out, but it ends up being a dot ball. It's 2 singles and a dot so far in the over.
Last quarter.
This is picked up beautifully. Well, that's what you're better off doing, son. Just stand still and play shots on credit. This is a lovely shot, 6 runs. Well, if you can follow that up with a few more, that'll do him some good.
That's the way to get your iron. That's Chambers, who's probably in next, saying, well, if you want to have a good look at the ball, I'll hit it to you. And it goes pretty much straight to that man's coming in next. Yeah, I'm seeing it. Just don't leave me too much work.
Nice shot, that. Lovely bit of timing. And that's what you've got to do.
Stand still and hit it.
Stand still and hit it, yeah. Fuller. And it ends up being a full toss, but it may beat the fielder. And it's a good stop there. And Taranjit Singh is off the field, getting some treatment.
Seaver's out there now, I think.
Yeah, Seaver's racing. Pavel's gone to the fine leg position. I think he may be in the action here because I think Stoneman was still trying to play that cheeky little shot. And there he is. He's in the action. He's just going to do the backing up here. They think about the 2. And, of course, they've got to keep thinking about him. But thinking about him is one thing, getting him is another. Another over it goes. And even though there was that big, lovely, huge, juicy 6 from it, it's still not enough.
That's true. There's Pavel. He's out there, always searching for a highlight. Did hit a boundary earlier today. It was certainly one that we'll probably see in our social media at European cricket. But yeah, now Portugal, once again, looks like they're going to fall short. They just haven't been able to click with the bat, have they? And even their key players, they've got starts. They haven't really got on with it. And that's what you need to get these big scores. You need someone not just to make a 20 or 30, but to make a half century, to really kind of own the game. I often think, you're either controlling the game or you're being controlled. And that's been the feeling for Portugal. They haven't actually been able to boss the game enough so far in their ECC campaign. Here's Ijaz Hussain.
And got to run quickly, try and take this, make it into 2, but in comes the throw, and it's a good one as well. Just the 1 run. Hussain, it's a good day today, isn't he? I mean, he was ends up somehow after such a remarkable performance in the field in the last match on the losing side. But this time, he's trying to make sure, bowling this over, that he's going to end up on the winning side. Well, he's going to go run and get it now.
Same. He already got one run out of his bowling earlier. And that was a lot more difficult than that. This one, I think he just sees an opportunity, says, you're all right. I think he would have been gone here.
Yeah, he would have been out, but I think this is where, if you're the bowler, you're just going to keep a cool head and say, the wicket's not important, the dot is.
He's got a smile on his face. You can see why. Looks like they'll get the victory here, Romania.
Slow delivery, hit firmly again, and just clever bowling. Ijaz Hussain, very sit around. Sometimes it comes out horribly wrong, the slow delivery, but when he gets it right, it's one that has a lot of the batsmen bamboozled. Once more, quicker one. Just going through the motions here. Romania are sensing a victory which they will believe will be enough to see them progress to the Group B finals day on Friday. That's slow delivery and no real urgency for either the bowler or Nelly Gotler to get to that. They know that a single, this leg by, is not going to hurt him because what's going to be required of the last, it's going to end up being something just short of a miracle.
Yeah, well, we have seen 39 in an over, but my spider senses aren't tingling at the moment. Hussain's bowled pretty well.
And he's got hold of this one, and this one may go the distance. It does. Seis carreras. Balle. But Khan, he gets hold of this one all right. He has to wait for it because it is that slower one. Well, the grunt probably gave it away. He heard the grunt and said, I'll wait. And then he punishes it. But again, I think it's just coming a little bit too late. That over comes to an end. The score 83. 4 wickets down, 6 more balls to go. And well, that tells you that they need 34 runs of 6 deliveries.
Here's a man that almost conceded that many yesterday in the Hungary game. He went for plenty, Vasu, but he looks locked in today, and they're trusting him to bowl the last over. I think this is when he should bowl as well. I think he's a good death bowler. Everyone can have an off day, but I think he can bowl these Yorkers, which batsmen find it hard to get away. You've got to feel for Portugal. Just nothing's clipped them with the bat so far in this tournament.
This has been crashed pretty well, and they've got to stop it getting to the boundary. They can't. 4 runs. It just keeps things interesting here. That's 4 of them.
5 sixes. That's what you need.
Here.
Tell him he'd be a hero. I mean, he's always smiling, Francois Stoneman. I love the way he goes about his cricket. I thought he kept reasonably well today as well. A couple of smart bits of work behind the stumps. He'll be smiling even more broadly if he can whack the next 5 out of the park.
And that's a good reply, and that's the delivery that you were talking about, Vinny. That Vasusani can get in, and that's exactly what he's done, gone full and straight. And Stoneman, who's trying to create something, dancing down the wicket, misses out on it.
So Romania, they'll salvage something from the day with 2 points. I'll give him a bit of breathing room.
This is up in the air, and it should be the keeper's catch, and it's taken comfortably. So another wicket goes, and with that one really, and without that any runs being scored of that delivery, Romania will know that, well, though it's been a hard-fought victory, they didn't have everything go their own way, but they'll look back and they know there's 1 or 2 men that they have to thank, and big thanks for this performance has to go to the man who took that catch there, Neddy Gotler. I mean, his innings was so very, very important.
Yeah, no doubt about it. He's got to be man of the match for me, Neddy Gotler. And he was left out of the lineup this morning, and he came back with a vengeance. He's a man on a mission, and this is one. He just takes charge of the situation. Big early call. He said, I've got this one. And, yeah, I think he's a very good cricketer, and I like him at the top of the order. I think he's the kind of man that also is used to opening innings with Taranjit Singh, because they both play for Cluj, and they will regularly open together. So Portugal lose a 5th. It's 87 for 5.
So Ini picks up his second 2 for 10 as he comes in. Well, maybe see if he can get 1 or 2 more. This one goes through as a dot. That's that variation again. This one's shorter. And
so Junaid Khan, who's come out, of course, is on strike because the ball is caught. New batsman will go to the end that the departing batsman hit the ball from.
This was hit pretty well, but straight at the fielder. And he has well, I think he ended up having 3 goes at this. And it was a 3rd time lucky. It still goes down. Well, he can smile about it.
So Thiessen, the captain.
The captain, because it doesn't really matter. But look, this has been thumped at him. He's taken 1 there the other day. Look. Well,
look at the face on him as well.
Lucky. Well, that was too hot and spicy to handle. And a hot potato, that one. Slower delivery. And it's going to be fine. So another dot ball as we come. Well, that is the end of this contest. And sadly for Portugal, though they performed, I think it's probably one of their better performances. I think they were good in the field. They just, it was just Neddy Gotler that they had to remove and they couldn't see there. Taranjit Singh, he's still sorting that sore finger that he's got out there. So he's not doing any clapping at the moment. He'll just do it all verbally. But look, these guys, they'll be happy. They need this was such a crunch match. There was so much depending on it. Portugal needed to be up for it. They were up for it. But once again, things just not going their way. They went with Andani at the top of the order. He did give them the 22 runs. Didn't face too many balls. But I think with that wicket gain of Shazad early and well, Zahib, the way he got out as well, it just that was what hurt them.
There's Prabjeet, who's into the action as well. Just arrived. Well, just arrived to see his dad get a first ball up, but I'm sure he'll get another chance to see him again tomorrow. And it's great to see some of the families and some of the wives and girlfriends getting involved. This is Saini, who ran half a marathon to get to this one. Didn't quite get there. It was Kayani, who was a bit of a surprise packet when he was introduced. Before that, Samuela. See, this is one which did go the journey. Kayani, he's into the lineup, and he's definitely